What is going on, everybody? I am your host, Slackerz, bringing you our next matchup in the Ultimate Smash Bros. Ultimate DLC tournament. And, so welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the tournament. And if you're new and you're stumbling across this, wondering what this is, it is a tournament me and my community put together of 72 characters that have the potential to be in DLC for Smash Ultimate. And the way the tournament works is each day on the channel, I upload one matchup from my from this tournament, and then down in the comments you vote for your the character that you would rather see in the matchup for the day. So you just type your answer down in the comments, and you only get one vote per person, so make it count. So today's matchup is Leon Kennedy against Mach, and I will jump into the matchup in a second, kind of go over a few pros for each character, but like I said, one vote per person. Otherwise, the other rules are it's a double elimination tournament, meaning a character has to lose 2 times before being officially eliminated. So you lose once, you drop to the loser bracket, you lose from there, then you're done. If there's ever a tie in the voting, I will flip a coin on camera. It's the fairest way to break the tie. Let's just leave it at that. And then, I think that's pretty much the rules of it. So we get to go over the results from last week, which was Pauline taking on Shovel Knight. And I will say this result surprised me a bit. I thought it was going to go one way. I really did. But check this result out. Well, it's up here. Here we go. Pauline ended up beating Shovel Knight. I was very surprised about that, actually. There's a couple people, they kind of explained their votes. And, there's a few that, they were like, hey, I love it. She was in Mario Odyssey. She has a band. That was somebody said something like that. So I guess Pauline has maybe a bigger following than I guess I expected. So, hey, congrats to Pauline. She's moving on to the second round of the winner's bracket. So that means Shovel Knight drops to the loser bracket. One more loss for Shovel Knight, and it will be over. Personally, I had a dream where I wanted to see Shovel Knight against Shantae in this tournament, but gonna have to work a miracle for that to happen. But it is what it is. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and there's going to be way more losers than there is winner, because there's only going to be one winner of the whole tournament. So going on to today's matchup, like I said a bit earlier, it is Leon Kennedy from the Resident Evil series taking on Mach from, an old classic Nintendo game. So let's jump into it, shall we? So up first, Leon Kennedy. Now, a few days ago, I believe on Sunday, I did a Do They Have a Chance for Smash Bros., specifically for Leon Kennedy, actually, and I kind of went over points such as Resident Evil 4 specifically. It started as an GameCube exclusive. It started that way, and then pretty much got made for every platform after that. But even coming to the Switch later, so that's kind of cool. But, so he started as a Nintendo exclusive, Resident Evil 4, that is. So that's kind of where I think they might take a lot of inspiration, potentially Moveset and all that sort of stuff. So, we all know Resident Evil is a very big, very popular franchise. So, Leon being one of the main, 6 characters from the series, definitely popular. So, he's got relevancy. They just had the RE2 remake come out in, I believe it was January. So, he's relevant. He had a game come out this year. And Moveset is easy to make. Of course, you have all sorts of different weapons from the Resident Evil franchise that you could use into a moveset. And some people, even in the video I made a few days ago, they're still saying, too many weapons, too many... I understand that's how you would think, but especially if you haven't played Resident Evil 4, which I think they might take quite a bit of inspiration from. There's a lot of quick little interactions with enemies that Leon does. He's got a roundhouse kick. He's got a suplex. He's got other, grenades aren't really a quick little interaction, but he could throw his knife that he's got. I mean, there's all sorts of stuff that Leon can do. He's got a sliding kick, I believe, in Resident Evil 6. So if you wanted to use that for a potential dash attack. There's a lot more than just weapons that you can put into Leon's moveset, and you got different sort of skins. You can do maybe a few alternate skins are the Resident Evil 4 version of Leon, and a few skins are the Resident Evil 2 remake version of Leon. So kind of different alternate skins and that sort of stuff. So that'd be kind of cool to see for Leon. And I've been kind of rethinking the whole Fighter Pass thing lately, and just kind of how what I think Nintendo is doing, the direction they're going for DLC. I kind of think they're going a bit more mature. I know it's just one character, and it's like, oh, my whole mindset is changed. Like, all right, they're going a different route. I don't know. I'm totally rethinking my my thoughts on the Fighter Pass. I might make a revised Fighter Pass predictions video. I might make that in the next couple days, but I think Resident Evil, Capcom, they definitely have, Capcom especially. I think they have a very good chance to have a new rep in the for Smash Bros. And DLC through the Fighter Pass, and I think Leon's name has to be up there to be heavily considered. I think so, and I think it makes a pretty good addition to the roster. It's a name people would know for DLC, so it'd be really cool to see somebody from Resident Evil, and plus you could bring over a few Mii outfits, maybe a Chris or a Jill or Wesker or Nemesis Mii outfit. I think that'd be pretty cool. And of course, a few of them over as spirits, like including Wesker perhaps. There's a lot you could do with Resident Evil in Smash Bros. And I think I would like to see it. So I think he's got a pretty good chance, but we'll see in the end. So let's move on to Leon's opponent here. If it wants, there we go. Mach Rider. Now, Mach Rider is from an older Nintendo game. I believe he was actually considered for, was it Melee? I think it was Melee, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Melee, because Sakurai wanted to incorporate the character, because Sakurai found the character's name, or, the way the character looked. He found something about the character funny, and simply because of that, he wanted to put Mach Rider in the game. Ultimately, didn't end up happening, so, yeah, that kind of happened. But how would Mach Rider work, first of all? I don't know. A moveset would be pretty interesting. I think a lot would have to revolve around the bike, the motorcycle. So that'd be kind of an interesting moveset. Somebody that completely revolves around using a bike, something to get around the stage. So they'd probably be one of the quicker characters, because you're on a bike. It's going to go faster than people running. But I don't know. A quick character that might be a little bit powerful. There's always been that debate, is Mach Rider a male or a female? And funny little note here. I guess it's not really funny, but what was it? Mach Rider had an arcade port called Versus Mach Rider, and I think I have the picture here somewhere. I'll get to that picture in a second. Here we go. So, on Versus Mach Rider, this picture, I believe this actually starts the game. This is what you see at the beginning, and then if you complete like a lap or complete something in the game, you end up getting this picture, which is a female version of the character Mach Rider standing next to the exact same motorcycle. All right, so go back again. Go back to this one. Yeah, got the number 3. It's the bluish. I'm pretty sure that's blue. I'm colorblind. But yeah, so you got the character standing next to the motorbike, and then you get this little thing, a female version standing next to what looks to be the exact same motorbike. So some people are thinking, hey, is Mach Rider male? Is it a female? I think actually in the game, no, not in the game, Super Smash Bros. Melee, the trophy for Mach Rider actually refers to the Mach Rider as his. So I guess Mach Rider is a male. But to be fair, Mach Rider's kind of in that same weird situation that Samus was in for a long time. Is Samus male or female? The original Metroid game, actually, in the manual, kept referring to Samus as a he. So they had that messed up for a long time, and I think it's interesting. I mean, you look at it, little kid. I don't know if this is. I don't think this is actually. Is this an official picture of I mean, not the background, obviously, but is this a official portrait of Mach Rider? I'm not sure. If so, that kind of looks like a dude to me, but I think they could kind of take it two ways, for alternate skins, 4 versions of a male Mach Rider, 4 versions of a female Mach Rider, so you kind of get somewhat of a new female into the roster, which would be a little bit interesting. So moveset, yeah, kind of revolve around the bike, like I said. Is Mach Rider popular? No, let's face it, most people, if you don't know who Mach Rider is from, his actual game, her actual game, from Mach Rider's actual game, you probably know him from the Grinch leak, because Mach Rider was in that, ultimately ended up being fake, as we all know, but so Mach Rider, I don't think it's not really popular, not relevant. It would just kind of be a WTF sort of retro pick for the Fighter Pass, and I don't think that's the way Nintendo's going this time, so At least for the Fighter Pass 1. Fingers crossed we get Fighter Pass 2. That'd be pretty cool. But for my vote, this one's simple. I think Mach would make a pretty unique character, especially moveset-wise. But for me, I'm going Leon in this one. I think, popularity and just kind of seeing him interact with all sorts of other characters would be pretty cool. Plus, having, I guess, a horror game genre rep would be pretty cool as well. So, Leon fills that. So, my vote is for Leon in this one. Pretty simple. Only question left is who you guys got. Are you going to vote for Leon or are you going to go for Mach Rider? Who knows? Maybe we'll get another upset. I mean, in my opinion, Pauline was an upset over Shovel Knight, but just my opinion. But you never know. We'll end up seeing who wins next Wednesday, but that's a week from now. So cast your votes today, get them in before the deadline, and we'll end up seeing who gets the winner or who wins this eventually. So with that being said, this one's coming to an end, but we'll give a sneak peek for tomorrow's matchup, which is King Boo from the Mario series taking on Claptrap from the Borderlands series. And Claptrap's a character that kind of doesn't get a lot of consideration, but we'll talk about that later. And then maybe even in a separate video coming out later today. What? Am I having a double upload? Maybe. Yeah, probably. But we'll get the results of Bomberman and Psylocke. Should be interesting. A lot of people love the character Bomberman, even though he's an assist trophy. How many people voted for him? We'll see. Psylocke is kind of one of the characters that gets speculated on a lot to be in the DLC because, upcoming Metroid Prime 4, Psylocke's supposed to have a role in the game. We'll end up seeing, we'll get the results for that tomorrow. Anyway, that is going to do it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed. I look forward to the voting as always. Remember, I do have a second video coming out today, so double upload. And with that being said, I've been your host. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out, everybody.